Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's loud. Okay. Sorry if I deafened you. Here we go. Should be better. All right. We are in a bull run. It is official. I did it again. I got to be quiet. There we go. Let's go ahead and switch over, say hello to everyone, and let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Where's the screen? There it is. Greetings, people. This is some crazy price action. I woke up to this. Why can't I get this in? I woke up to this earlier, and I was very, very surprised. Let me get some music, and then we can continue. Come on. Why is it not playing? Hold on. Sound. Oh, that's why. There we go. Okay. Still getting used to the streaming thing. But what's up, guys? How we doing? So yeah, woke up to this crazy price action, and I'm gonna admit, I thought I had an idea of what was gonna happen. I really have no clue. This market and the way that it's been behaving over the last few months is just unprecedented. Like I just don't know what to say or what to think. It's been a crazy journey. Question is, will this last? And are we actually in a bull run? So we're gonna talk about that in today's stream. You Mitt, how you doing, my friend? Gotta go to Red Lobster and order shark. Interesting choice for a meal, but good to see you, my friend. MX Crypto, crazy day for BTC. Absolutely, I agree. Fitness motivation, hey, I need some of that in my life. Definitely out of shape. David, how you doing, my friend? What's up, people? Order some food, feed up, and watch the stream. Chill, I appreciate that, my friend. We definitely got a lot to talk about. AH44. Let's see. Hey, Johnny, my friend, and hello to everyone. Good to see you, my friend. Vlad, yo. What's up, Vlad? How we doing? Oten, hello. Good to see you. All right, so I like I said before and earlier in the stream, I really have no idea what's going on. So what I like to do in these situations is, we brainstorm. All right, what are the hands that could possibly be dealt next? Are we actually in a bull run? Is this some sort of fake out? That's the real question. All right, those are the main two ideas that I'm currently fighting in my own head. The main reason why, I can give you an argument for both. Okay, the bullish argument is that yes, ever since this ETF news came out, initially, it's always going to be some sort of bearish reaction to something like that, but it does open the gates for people to get more access to Bitcoin that usually wouldn't, or someone could have access to Bitcoin that would normally buy it, from an exchange, or it gives people more security, or gives more, how to say this, more, I wouldn't say whales, but people with a lot of money, they look for security when they make their investments, and it's an extra layer of security for them. So it opens up another avenue for access to more Bitcoin. So yes, theoretically, this could be a driving factor from the ETF. I cannot deny that. The only problem I see with this is that there hasn't been any clear significant pullbacks to solidify supports. Right? Example of this. All right, I love going back to this example, but this right here. Right? I'm not saying we need to dump like exactly how the COVID dump happened back in 2020, but we need to go back and retest and solidify areas of supports that we created on the way up. Right? We just haven't had that yet. And at this point, it's either going to happen now or maybe once we get back above the all-time high. So, in my personal opinion, to me, this doesn't look healthy enough as a setup to be bullish in, or longer-term bullish in. So, in order for me to, I'm not saying we need to have exactly test certain areas, but I need a good separation in trend, and we just don't have that. These crazy run-ups, just like to the downside, right? when we see these crazy parabolic moves to the downside or these crazy dumps, it's not healthy. Same thing with these larger uptrends, right? You can possibly make an argument that this can possibly be some sort of, you know, consolidation support structure setup, maybe, but to me, it's just not good enough. It's just a small part of a larger trend, in my personal opinion. So yeah, let's see. I think we're gonna keep dipping pretty hard now. 40K, let's go. That's a big jump. That's definitely a big jump, Clap Show. But like I said, I at this point, we're pretty much right there. And it wouldn't surprise me if we go ahead and put in a new all-time high. Now, I don't know exactly where I'm going to draw this from, but you guys know how I trade, how I do things, right? This can possibly be a larger A to a B to a C. This is me kind of putting on my tinfoil hat. The only reason why I can possibly see this as a setup is because the S&P and traditional markets are lining up almost the exact same. All right? Very monumental historic run up. Kind of a short area of retesting, kind of solidifying some supports, and then just another moonshot to form a nice larger ABC. Maybe Bitcoin needs to do the same thing. Now, if the S&P decides to just go for it and we keep going, fine. If you know what, fair enough. At that point, I'm a little bit more comfortable in saying that we're possibly in a bull run. But as long as we're hovering in this range and not really doing anything too significant, it's still on the table that if we do, or the S&P does go ahead and retrace and continue to sustain below this pivot, right? This to me is a bearish setup, right? I don't care what anyone says. Like, this is a significant bearish setup. The last time we've had a nice structure like this to where we get a nice clear separation in trend, forming new highs, and possibly showing signs of bearishness was back in 2008, all right? I will continue to make this as an example. Now, do I think it's going to be as severe as 2008? Probably not. Maybe not. Maybe we just go ahead and test some areas. I'm not saying 410, but I would like to see at least a test of a previous support area around 350. That would be an ideal scenario for me. You know, and does a move like this kind of trigger a snowball effect to where other markets get dragged down with it? Most likely. The idea that Bitcoin is still safe from diverging from other markets, to me, it's just, we're not there at that point yet. We're not there. So that's one of the things, that's one of the key things on top of, you know, us getting to, or BTC getting to a new all-time high, is one of the few reasons why I'm still not convinced that we're in a bull run yet. Now, if the S&P was, you know, if we already had a major correction and we were talking about this after a previous retest of some sort of supports, we had a more healthy uptrend on BTC, and then yeah, you know what? Let's say I think it's time. I think it's time to be bullish, but I just do not see it, man. I do not see it. And if you guys want to argue that in the comments, please let me know. I would love to hear you guys' opinion. Halving is expected to happen in the middle of April. I wonder how that will affect price. That's a good point, Odin. So, usually in cycles. Anton, hey John, long time no see. Always happy to see you doing well, man. I appreciate that. It's good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well as well. But you bring up a good point. One of the things I always look for, at least when, you know, it doesn't have to happen exactly the way that it's happened in previous cycles, but this brings back a valid point, right? This is very pronounced in the last cycle, right? It's gone through phases, right? The first phase is I guess we could talk about bull run, right? And then we had a bear market, a retest of resistances, and then a retest of supports, solidifying supports, and then we continue again. Is this an example? Now, let's see if we have anything that's similar. All right, so we do have a bull run. All right, going from the previous low. Yeah, I'll do this one. All right, we do have a bull run. We have a bear market. We retested areas of resistances. We do not have a retest of supports yet. It's just not there. It could still happen, maybe at a different point of time. I'm not too concerned about when it's going to happen. I just need to see the actual structures form in a similar way. Right? I don't need an exact percentage dip of 40% from the previous top. I'm not looking for anything like that. I just need clear separations and trends to show that we have started or ended one phase of whatever structure of the market that we're in. So in this case, we have the retest of resistance levels. I need to see a separation in this trend, solidifying moves to the downside or solidifying supports to the downside. Like I said, I'm not too keen on exact levels, but we understand where price can go. Right? I would love to see a retest around either this resistance as, let me zoom in a little bit before I go and talk about this. All right. I would love to see a retest of prior resistance levels, or what I prefer is retest of prior supports. Right. In my opinion, is this a support level that we can talk about? Possibly. It's not too strong. To me, it kind of just a one and done. It's part of the larger trend. But in my personal opinion, 25K is the ideal scenario for me at the moment. Let's see, Vlad, is there any price level or speed to get to a price level for you to forget? Let's see, hold on. For some reason, my Streamlabs is all messed up. Is there a price level or speed to get a price level for you to forget the test of resistance? No. The only thing that would get me to change my mind, Vlad, if we just continued. All right, if we broke this level and we just continue to the upside, I'm not convinced. We can put it at a slightly new all-time high and retrace and still get that area of, or still get that period of retesting supports. So to me, like, nothing in this trend signals part of a larger break of the larger cycle, like we talked about before. I see nothing that within this trend that you can make an argument that maybe is made up of breaking resistances or retesting supports. To me, this looks like just one continuous trend. So like I said, the only thing that would get me to change my mind and say that maybe we were just one and done is if we just continue and we go to like 120, 140, 160K. But we need to break the all-time high in order for me to start questioning that. But like I said, I'm just not convinced. I am not convinced. The real FOMO happens once you get a break of a new all-time high. The mindset that I go through, how I think about things, is price still needs to follow cycles to an extent, but what is the path of most pain? What is going to get the most emotion or spike the most emotion out of people? Is it going to be kind of taking our sweet time, consolidating, retesting supports? Or is it going to be cruising to the upside, taking out new all-time highs, getting people to FOMO, buy in, long up here, and then flip it on its head? And then we retest. Because remember, in order for us to get these larger momentum shifts in the market, we need volume, right? What creates volume? Fear and FOMO. Fear, the fear cycle happened back here, with all the FTX stuff was going on, right? We had a clear pronounced ABC with an ABC within the C. To me, that was a bottoming signal. Was it the bottoming signal I was looking for? No, but it was a bottoming signal. And this, I took opportunity of this and was able to accumulate, not as much as I wanted to, but I was able to accumulate spot positions. I DCA'd all the way up. Even now, like, I'm still DCAing a little bit here and there. But to me, it's going to be the exact same thing. I'm not trying to get ultra bearish here, right? Remember, these scenarios are still possible. I just don't want to put too much emphasis on them. especially when we have these drastic moves in the opposite direction, right? For a while we were kind of ranging in this area, I was still convinced that maybe we could have got something like this. That would have been the ideal scenario for me. But as price continued to climb, right, as we continue to form this larger uptrend, the idea that we're going to get in a new low is kind of, if I had to give you a percentage, I think it's maybe 10 to 15% that I think, you know, the likelihood of that happening, that we can still get a new low. That would be the ultimate way to get the most emotion out of people, is to bring price all the way up, right? Get people buying from the ETF all the way up here, right? Ever since from here up, get to new all-time highs, and then dump it on its head. Do I think it's going to happen to where we go to 15K? I don't think so. But guys, never, ever, ever exclude the extremes, even to the upside. You know, me personally, if this was a more healthy bull market, I would say about anywhere from 120 to 180 was like my ideal number for BTC to get to from the bull run. That's like my ideal number. It was. I don't know. I just don't know for the upside, because we don't have any clear resistance levels above. I can make an argument for the downside because we have a solidified level of support that we can test. So I just always prepare for the worst, be cautiously optimistic. All right, that's how I live my life. It's always be cautiously optimistic. Be excited, but also prepare for worst case scenarios. And to me, just this doesn't look healthy enough for me to be too optimistic. So I can go on a rant on this all day. You know, before I hopped on stream, I was watching YouTubers. Everyone is excited. Everyone's in long positions. Everyone's doing this. Yes, there's a time and a place to do so. You know, I think that period is coming to an end soon. Do I think, like I said, we're going to go ahead and be ultimately bearish and test 15K? No. But I would like, in an ideal scenario, even if we did break all-time highs. I mean, I can't even draw an ABC. I can draw an ABC within this, but it's not even anything that I'm confident about. I do not like this as an ABC. What I can say is maybe we do get some sort of, whether it's now or a new all-time high, if we get something like this, even something a little bit smaller than that, I'll be okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I need to see that break of trend, that separation in trend, the retest of supports. We just don't have that at the moment. Even if we come up and break, I'm trying to think of a way to put this. If we break all-time highs, come back down, test. I'm perfectly fine with this. Not saying it's going to be exactly like that, but if we get some nice formation, I'm cool with that, even if we don't get an ABC. At this point, an ABC is just an extra layer of confirmation. I'm going to start focusing on specific levels, right? Like I said before, I mentioned previous resistance as possible support. If not, test level around 25K. That's ideally what I'm looking for in a longer term scale. So we'll just see what happens. If not, if we keep going, I got some bags that I'm holding. It's a win-win scenario for me. It's not the best scenario, but it's still a win-win. Let's take a look at other coins. I've been ranting on BTC too much, unless nothing else has been going on with anything else. All right, ETH is still in that area. We need to test around 3,500. BCH is almost there. I mean, at this point, I think BTC is the only thing we got to really talk about. Yeah, nothing else has been doing too good. I have a bunch of random coins that I don't really look at too much on here anymore. It's a nice rejection. And the thing is, like, you guys know me. I don't use any volume indicators. I don't use any other indicators that incorporate into me making a decision. The most important thing I value when I look at TA is price. right? And I talked about this before. The last area of defense going back to the previous trend, looking at prior resistance levels, is around 52K. You can see we kind of danced around there and we just blasted right through it. In my opinion, there's nothing significant between there and the new all-time high. So we're in no man's land. But the fact that we're pumping and we're in this region, we can stop anywhere in between. What is probably most likely going to happen is that we're probably going to break a new all-time high. If we top out here, fine. In my opinion, I feel more comfortable topping out around here. That's just me. You guys have any questions? If you guys want to pick my brain, if you guys want to contribute, if you guys think I'm wrong, please let me know. But I've just been here too many times. I've been here for a very long time. All right. This, I've talked about this last stream. What this reminds me of is this on a much larger scale. All right, this area price action here. The only difference is that even this uptrend had a nice significant break. In comparison to the overall trend. A nice ABC. I took a long position there, but I was bearish the entire way up. There is no signs of it slowing down besides here before we broke that before we formed that new ABC and broke the new high. We could be getting a similar scenario on a much larger scale. Like I said, I'm not trying to stop anyone from being bullish. I'm not trying to stop anyone from being optimistic. You just can't be FOMOing and buying in these upper regions. You can't. You just can't. Participating in that, it's just going to get you wrecked. Even buying when the ETF came out. All right. In my personal opinion, yes, there's a lot of volume going in these ETFs right now. But it's never just an easy win, right? The market needs to move in ways to get people to get in and out, regardless of what platform you use. Coinbase, ETFs, the more platforms, the more people to get in, the more money to exchange hands with. So we'll have to just wait and see. Josh Fee, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. How's the DXY doing? DXY still in no man's land. Dow Jones is still above. Looked at the ES in a while. Okay. Let's go Adam and Eve on the weekly. Josh, that's another thing you can argue for too. I completely forgot about the Adam and Eve. You bring up a valid point. Guys, what is the most bullish pattern in Bitcoin's history? What is the most bullish pattern in Bitcoin's history? It's not a double bottom. It's not even an ABC. I would argue ABCs are probably the second most bullish patterns. The most bullish pattern in Bitcoin's history. Adam and Eve. I need the index. It's not the best one. I think this was the Adam and Eve and her twin sister. All right, you get a double rounded bottom. But guys, Adam and Eve is the most bullish pattern in Bitcoin's history. Once you have that formation and price breaks above the break of trend, right? Resistance level, that is when you get overly bullish. Right now, we just have the atom. Sharp decline, sharp uptrend. Now, the rounded bottom can be small, or it can be a little bit deeper. Once we solidify that resistance and break it, then we can talk about moonshot. We're just not there yet. I completely forgot about the Adam and Eve. I'm so focused on ABCs. I mean, unless you want to... I don't really consider this a reverse Adam and Eve. Possible. But I don't think. Price discovery 170 to 320. I don't know why, Josh. I just have a hard time believing that we're going to shoot that high. 170 is fair. I think 170 is like the top. That's just me. Capo still bearish. We'll just wait and see. Nothing else is really moving. All eyes on BTC. Capo can still be making bank on engagement. Are your exes texting you guys? No. Who is Capo? The YouTuber. Coinbase was down for a while. Looks like it's up and running again. I have no idea. I don't use Coinbase. I use Coinbase of course, like to exchange in and out, but I don't actively use it. Mega Bear from CT Crypto Twitter. My phone on me. Let me check out his Twitter. Is it Capo of Crypto? Crypto Capo? Yeah, he's focusing on the like Wyckoff. Oh, this is from like 2 weeks ago though. Whole phase engaged, long way to euphoria. I agree. LA87, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Some crazy times we're in. Hasn't been this crazy in a while. Slowly bring the normies in. Rarely post on Twitter as people roast him. Yeah, this is why, like, even I do it for educational purposes for myself. I do it to understand. Hold on. Sorry, I was gonna say. You know, you guys know I have certain biases, but I also can do my best to give you guys both sides of the coin. Right? I talked about this a lot back in this region. Right? It's harder for me to do this, and we're in the middle of a range. All right. If we break new highs, then I can start giving you guys both sides of the coin. It's hard for me to do this now. What I mean by that is I could sit here and say that I am bullish to an extent. Not as bullish as I want to be, because it's just the market just doesn't show that this trend that we're in is healthy. It just doesn't show. But if we do push past the all-time highs and continue to pump, all right, I have no choice but to flip, and I will flip. And I've admitted this in the past. Like, there's been times where I've been wrong. Morning, hippie. Drew, how you doing, my friend? But I've done this in the past where, like, you know, I've been wrong about certain ideas, but I did my best to not, like, be glued to one side, be glued to a bias. I just don't understand how people can sit here and continue to consciously, repeatedly go for a certain bias, whether it's bullish or bearish. Prime example of this, the first thing that comes up in my head when I go on YouTube is what's his fucking name? Wow, I just... What's his name? Come on. He always pops up. Is it Crypto Savvy? Yep, that's who it was. This guy has built this channel on being bullish forever. One of the dumbest things that I've seen is him compare Bitcoin price action to Amazon, which that's a whole nother conversation, but he's still doing it. Oh no, he's comparing the Dow Jones to the Great Depression. Man, like, this guy has his backbone is just being bearish, which is I don't know how people do it, man. I don't know how people do it. I can't sit here and be married to one side. Morning, let's see, Lifer. He's another one. He's another one that's just permeable. There's a time and a place, guys. There's a time and a place. But being long at the top, or sorry, being bullish at the top and then also being bearish at the bottom, it's just not the right move. So yeah. Wow, it's already been 40 minutes. Jeez. What should I put on for music? I guess I can keep the same artist on. Hey Vlad, how you going? David, how you doing, my friend? It's good to see you again. I know you said hello earlier in the stream. But good to see you. I want to play around with something. Who knows? You can't make this shit up, guys. Let's change this to like yellow. Oh, let's do orange. Let's do orange. I don't want to confuse myself. Let's do orange. A mix of like red and yellow. How are you, mate? I'm doing good, my friend. How you doing? I know you guys have been busy. You got a lot of stuff going on. It's good to see. I appreciate you coming by and watching for a little bit. So if you guys don't know what I just did, Lieber, hey Johnny, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. How you doing? It's good seeing you guys. I know I haven't been consistent in a while. You guys always come back, and I really do greatly appreciate it. You know, as things get a little bit more exciting, I do want to be here more for it. So if you guys don't know what I just did, right, I don't recommend you guys do this. I knew 60K would call you out of the shed. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Lieber. You're not wrong. So if you guys don't know what I just did, based on the ABC's trading style that I use, right? There's a formal version of this that I don't personally recommend for most people. The biggest problem with this is I don't like the idea of trying to pre-analyze or pre-guess where the market is going to go, setting expectations up for you or for yourself, because a lot of the things that you can draw or look at is, especially when you're trying to predetermine or predict exactly where the market's going to go, there's a lot of things that can skew your perception of things. There's a reason why I don't use Elliott wave theory anymore. I don't use any complicated technical method of trying to predict and guess where the market is going to top and bottom. Is because it sets you up for failure, in my opinion. the best thing that you can use to figure out what price is going to do is price itself. And then from there you can use, you know, the ABC strategy, where you can even trade support and resistance. You can trade I forgot, was it you Mit? Were you the one that was trading what are they called? Zones? I forgot what you called them. It was someone in the chat. I think it was you Mit. Johnny, you should watch the Chinese market. Sorry, missed the question. Were you the one that was trading ranges? Yeah, ranges. There's people who trade ranges. There's people who... But a lot of this is predetermined by price. So in my opinion, you know, that's a solid method. But anything that incorporates a predictive element to it, in my opinion, is not the best for most people. How you feel about filling Fibonacci? Well, that's what I was getting to. In the former way of trading ABCs, he incorporates Fibonacci's to kind of predict where the next wave is going to top out. In the example, in this case, all right, let's say we have an ABC here with an ABC down. You can technically make the argument that this is a 1-2 based on that scale, right? Or let's say this is just a regular correction. All right. Usually, using this method, it's A plus B equals C. All right. So you use your Fibonacci extension tool. All right. You draw your A to the B, and then you should get an idea where your C should top out. Usually, the C tops out in this range from the 1 extension to the 1.44, but it can extend up to the 1.382 and then the 1.618. Like I said, I do this for fun. Right? I draw these lines for fun because I think it'd be interesting to see, or it's interesting to see how price can respect these levels. But to incorporate it into my actual trading strategy is just non-productive to me. So I do it for fun. And I can't make this up, guys. You know, in my opinion, this is some sort of ABC correction. If this is going to be an ABC correction. All right. So this would be considered an ABC for an A. Right? So there's two ways to look at this. An ABCA to an ABCB. And then this is an ABCC. Right? So like I said, we talked about this zone here, which is price usually likes to top out here. You can see we kind of consolidated in that area. But ultimately, we extended up to the 1.382. Did I draw this right? I feel like I might have pulled this wrong. Yeah, because it's ABC, ABC flat, and an ABC. All right, so I was pretty close. But usually, price will, if it doesn't stop at this pocket zone, it'll extend all the way up to 1.382, if not to 1.618. Where did I draw this from? I don't know how I got those lines. I thought I did it right. I don't remember exactly where I pulled it from. But you can see we're kind of in that 1.382 zone and then 1.618 here. So it can go all the way up to the 1.618 and still be an ABC. I'm not going to go too far into this because there's different ways to determine this. The reds are the zone for the fifth wave, so that's an impulse wave. The greens are for a third wave. I'm not sitting here trying to predict exactly what the market is going to do. It's all for fun. It's all for fun. But my feeling on Fibonacci is that, can it work? Sure. There's a lot that goes into it that can either help it work out for you or completely point you in the wrong direction. A lot of discretion about where you pull your fibs. And so for me, I try to stay away from them. Even though they technically can find a spot in your TA, but I personally try to stay away from them. Fib extension, not retracement. Yes. Check out the CN50. I looked at the Japanese yen last time, and the Japanese yen was oh wow. Is this the... I need more price history. Is this the longest price action, or the furthest back we can go? I mean, regardless, like that's the first thing I saw. Was this beauty? Got a nice retracement out of that. You're above that zone. That's a buy signal for the Chinese. Bought Baba because of it, Alibaba. Hey, you never know. You never know. You got 21 people in here. It's good to see everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you guys want me to look at something, if you guys have any questions, you want to talk about anything, you know, I've given my story, my bias beforehand. Early in the stream, if you guys are just popping into the stream, pretty much my long story short from my bias, I'm not convinced that we're bullish yet. I just have a very hard time believing that we're going to be in a bull market anytime soon. My personal opinion, when I get into the train of thoughts of like trying to understand what the market is trying to do, in my personal opinion, the first thing that comes to mind is the market loves to take the path of most pain. What is going to extract the most emotion out of people? Not money, the most emotion. Because emotion triggers decision making that, you know, does correlate to money exchanging hands. That's all this trading game is one is exchanging shares, Bitcoin, whatever you're trading for money, vice versa, right? You're just trading with each other. It's me versus you. It's us versus another group of people. And so, or us against the whales. So you have to put the, you know, mind you, the whales have all the say in how the market moves. Us little fishies in this big ocean, we don't have any say of what the ocean does. So, you have to understand is, how are the big players playing into this? What are they trying to do? ETF comes out. There is a lot of volume, a lot of hype into the ETF. But in my personal opinion, if you're big money, if you're a whale, if you're trying to make the most money, you are not buying up here. You're not. You need price to, you know, get to a lower point in order for you to make the most out of any move. If anything, whales were buying down here. You know, true whales in this market were buying down here. So it's creating a scenario to where the whales up here aren't going to be buying up here, right? In my personal opinion. So they need money, they need price to extend downward, and they need price to push down to buy at a better price point. Now, what is the best way to do that? The best way to do that in order to get your volume in is to extract emotion. How do you extract emotion? Well, we are $7,000 away from a new all-time high. All right. Nothing gets the retail trader more excited than seeing new highs. All right. It's going to cause FOMO. It's going to cause excitement. It's going to cause volume to be put into this. Right. You guys have to understand is that's going to create bullish volume. Now, bullish volume also helps whales get out of their positions. Right. When you have large market orders or large sell orders that, you know, these whales need to fill, you need a lot of buy orders, a lot of buy volume to fulfill those orders. So that is the perfect recipe for big money to sell their positions. Now, big money will always outplay retail traders. So what is going to happen, if this is going to happen, all right, I could be wrong, but this is just my train of thought, my thought process. If this is going to happen, this is going to create a momentum shift, right? Best example for this, all right? I love this example. I am convinced I am one of few who actually bought the bottom, timed the bottom. Now, I didn't think it was going to be the bottom at the time, but I definitely called it a temporary bottom. No, was this down here? This ABC down here. All right, and within that ABC, there's a nice ABC within that. And within that C wave, there, you know, we can talk about exacts, but I pretty much longed the exact bottom of this. All right, and I was buying spot at this level. I was buying spot at this green line, but I leveraged long the actual bottom. And I wish I held that position, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on that. So, all the FTX stuff was going on. People were getting scared. People were selling. People were panic selling. Created a lot of sell volume, right? While this was happening, and while you're invoking fear into the markets, big money understands this, and they're going to take that opportunity to buy. Once you get massive amounts of volume coming in, it creates a momentum shift. When you have sell orders and shorts down here that opened up at the low, right, and eventually you push price up, it forces liquidations and it forces buy orders to buy back in the market. If you're short and when you get liquidated or stopped out, you're forced to buy back in, right? Or if you have sell orders and let's say you had a stop loss, you're buying back into the market. So the whales create the initial trend shift, but the stops and the liquidations create a momentum change, right? And so this kind of pushes everything to the upside. This is how you get these massive swings. Now, the ETF stuff just helped it fuel even faster, right? And now let's think about the opposite. All right, even up here, even back here when this was going on. Same thing. We're coming off of a crypto bull run, right? Price just mooned. All right, BTC went up 15x, right? So what's going to happen is once you get up to these prior resistance levels and you break new all-time highs, people are going to start FOMOing again. People are going to start opening up long positions, going to start buying more. While this is happening, big whales, big money understands this, and they're going to use that opportunity, that bullish momentum to sell, creating an initial change in trend. And then when these stops and these liquidations are getting hit, it's forcing people to sell Bitcoin, right? And creating this larger momentum shift. So, like I said, just when you think about that thought process and understand what it takes for momentum shifts to happen, you need to create emotion. You need to create peaks of fear, peaks of FOMO. And in my opinion, going to new all-time highs, pushing above into new potential bull market territory, it's going to get a lot of people excited. So I'm not saying that to scare anyone. You just got to think of it from a whale's perspective, from big money perspective. Why does your subtitle say never be too bullish on Bitcoin? Because you never ever want to be too bullish, too bearish on anything. Try to look at both sides of the equation. Understand what could be going on. Now, because we are in this uptrend, right? This very, in my opinion, very unhealthy and very aggressive uptrend. To me personally, this is what is going to get the most amount of people excited. And once we break, boom, people are going to buy up here. I can't deny that. Just because it becomes a matter of How is the market going to react? How are the big players going to react? Are they just going to buy into this and let it ride? Or what is the more likely scenario that with the ETF opening up and allowing more big players to get into this, they're not buying. If you're just going to sit here and tell me that whales are buying at 46K or even at $39,000, that's insane. That's insane. I just don't think there's enough volume or enough people that were that interested in Bitcoin at 39,000. Big players know they want to get it at a lower price. The only way to get it at a lower price is to invoke emotion out of people. Emotion causes volume. Volume causes potential momentum shifts in markets. You can't deny that. You can't deny that. So what I say never be too bullish is because, in my opinion, now's not the right time. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong, guys. But I've been through this so many times. I've been through this over and over again. There's a time and a place to be bullish. In my opinion, now is not the right time. So. Let's see. It's the Saudis, my brother. It is the Saudis. Scamwick, 10% up and down. 15, 20% on alts. Closed most of my recent trades. Yeah. Invert the chart. Congrats to everyone. You weren't lucky. You survived the suit stealing crypto bros coins in 2022, then running it back. Yeah. I just know it's going to pump to 70K, making me believe that we're in a bull market. I will buy then and it will crash. Markets like to inflict pain. Exactly. You're exactly right, Oten. 10K BTC after happening. You want to talk about like people jumping off of buildings? Like it's as messed up as that is. You want to invoke that kind of emotion on people? That's what you do. You get the most. You take the most bullish event in Bitcoin's history and you just flip it on its head. That would be crazy. Max bidding Habibi. Market buy. Exactly. Has anyone had successful ABC long or short from 2023? You're not, Pradesh, you're not wrong. Like I said, this is not a healthy uptrend. So you didn't have too many opportunities to catch a long position. Going on a 2 hour. This probably would have been the only bullish ABC that you probably would have taken in 2023. And then you probably would have, what I would have done. Nah, I can't even, to be honest, I probably wouldn't have sold. I don't know why I didn't take this position. It was September. Maybe I did take this position. I don't remember. I have a hard time keeping track of it's been so long since I've been so that proactive in the crypto markets. But the short, because I was probably focusing on I was primarily focusing on shorts. So I do remember shorting this. Obviously the shorts didn't work out there. This short, which I did play spot, so I did end up buying back above that wick. That didn't work out. Crypto price will always follow the path of most pain. Kite. Yeah. It's not just Bitcoin, it's anything. S&P. Any major markets, it's always the path of most pain. Beta bot, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Any chance we see 40K again? Yeah, I absolutely think so. I don't think we're gonna be to sit here and say we're gonna dump now. I don't think it's most likely. There's gonna be a shakeout period where people are gonna be Like, for example, like what happened with all the Coinbase stuff. I don't know what happened in the last hour or so. But there's going to be periods of this where people are going to be shaking out of positions. What's probably most likely going to happen, right? If price reclaims new all-time highs, and we don't get a massive surge in price, if we just get a slight fake out, right? Now, that can take a couple days. That could take a week. It could take 2 weeks. But if we don't sustain at least a month over and continue the uptrend in a very aggressive way, in my personal opinion, I think retesting 40K is probably the minimum. The minimum. Can you please look at Bonk, please? Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'll make it quick because nothing has changed that much since we talked about it last, BetaBot. So I streamed on Monday. Okay, so it did break. So just keep in mind. We needed that level, or you could have shorted up here. So price is going to dance around that pivot for a while. Ideally, for a bearish case scenario, I'll tell you this, I would not be buying up here. I would wait for, at this point, since you got that ABC completion, I would probably most likely wait till we get back lower. But I know that's an extreme take, but for me, I just don't. I wouldn't feel comfortable buying this coin unless we get back down below to these regions. That's pretty much it. Let's see. LA87, did you buy some Tesla? No. I had some Apple. I have like a couple shares of Apple that I still have. Should probably get rid of those, to be honest. But I did not buy any Tesla recently, no. That was only on Coinbase. Charts are different on Bybit. Are they, Pratish? Let's see. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, jeez. You look at this. Look at this. Guys, prime example. All right, I can't make this shit up. This is why I do not hold any bias true. Because this goes back to this time period. Right? I'm so happy this came up. I refuse to be bullish. I always wanted to see price get back below, and it never happened. I'm sitting here shorting every single high like a schmuck. All right, this is proof of that. Do not be like me. I'm so happy that stayed there. Let's see. Also, oh shit. Also, my dad died last week, so don't argue with me today. Please put your cap on. Feel free. Feel so naked. Pratish, first of all, I'm so sorry what happened to your father, man. Rest in peace. I know you took your time to spend a lot of time with him. I know you took him on that trip, and I'm glad you did. I hope those were some great moments between you and your dad. You know what, Pratish? I'll do it just for you. Hold on. I won't argue with you, I promise. Hold on. See, now like my hair looks weird. Okay. Let me get my headphones back on. All right, there you go. But yeah, Pratish, I'm really sorry that happened. I'm sorry for your loss, man. Oh, let's see. Thanks last night. It pumped. Range player works the best with BTC. Alt can wreck you. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. What price do you think for BTC for the next bull cycle in 2025? Mike, max price prediction. Blockchain and motivational quotes. If you came here to get an ultra bullish prediction out of me, not going to happen. To be honest, I would like to say, I'm going to give a little bit of a broad range here. I'm going to say 120 to like maybe 180. That's like my max range for this bull market. I just don't see it. It could be possible, but like you have to understand, the more money that gets pumped into something. Hold on, I'm going to change the song. The more money that gets pumped into something, the more money you need to order to increase the price. So it's gonna get to the point to where unless like a large majority of the world population decides to put a decent amount of money into Bitcoin, you're not going to see anything too significant for a very long time. BetaBot, no problem. Pratish, I think R sign longs will work from 2023. Yeah, if you want to play divergences, I don't see anything wrong with that. Let's see. Let's see. Rivian would be the buy of electrics. Yeah, possibly. I like Rivians. I see Amazon using vans. Amazon vans using Rivian. Yep, I have seen those. What do you think of the idea of selling spot now, waiting for the correction and buying back in? I would caution you on that, Lieber. The only reason why is if you do sell, there's nothing wrong with taking some profits off the table. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The problem is you don't want to take too much off the table, because what if you're wrong? What if this is the bull market? What if everything I just said is just, not the case? All right. Do you want to be on the sidelines wishing that, you stayed in because you thought a pullback was going to happen? I've been waiting for a pullback this entire uptrend. All right. This is not a pullback. This is not a pullback. This is not a pullback. All right. We need to see, this is a good example of a pullback. I need to go back to the next chart. All right. This is a pullback. This is a pullback. All right. These little areas are not pullbacks. So you never know. You never know. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is absolutely going to happen. I'm just trying to illustrate what is the path of most pain and what could happen. So if you want to sell a little bit, nothing wrong with taking some profits, right? It also depends on where you bought. If you bought up here, you want to take some off the table, that's fine. For me, I'm probably, to be honest, I'm probably going to take some off. I didn't accumulate that much. I'll be honest with you guys. I accumulated some, way more than I have the first run. But not enough to be happy with, being fully in the markets right now. So I'm going to probably take some off of the bags that I'm holding once we get to new all-time highs. Not a lot, but just a little bit, because I know there's a possibility that price can keep going. And if worst case scenario, if I take a little bit off the table, I make a little bit of money in price for traces, I can always buy back in. But if it doesn't, I'm okay with having that money set on the sideline and just, having the bull market continue. So just be aware. There's nothing wrong with taking profits. Just be aware of that you could be wrong and you might not get that ideal opportunity to buy back in. Let's see. Is Pratheesh serious? It's I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry for your loss, Pratheesh. He's a digital hug, brother. Yeah, no, he's definitely serious. Glad you remember last year I asked you for your suggestion what give. I will give him last trip. I'm glad, Pratheesh, I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you did it. Like I said, I'm glad you're able to spend those moments with your father. I'm not sure, you know, I know where you guys went and it seemed like an awesome time. And I'm just glad you're able to spend time with your parent or with your father. Rivian has a massive ABC, Jesus. Oh, wow. Yeah. You cannot miss that. Maybe I'll buy some Rivian. Maybe I'll buy 10 shares. Put $100, $200 in. Why not? Let's see. Boom. It's also my prediction. I said to my family and friends circles, thanks, Ronnie. No problem, my friend. No problem. Looks like one big rug pull. It looks like EVs are dead. Yeah, EVs are definitely taking a hit. I'll definitely say that. I'll tell you what, though. If you guys wanted to buy a Tesla, now is the ideal time to buy a Tesla. I've never seen... You can buy a Model Y with like less than 10,000 miles for like almost 30 grand. Yeah, let me show you guys this. All right, I'm going to put 10,000 miles. Yeah, look at that. $33,000 for this brand new. And guys, 9,000 miles on an EV is nothing. Is nothing. It's still brand new. So, and I'm pretty sure like these cars brand new to long range, you're spending almost double that. Well, I think it's like 55, 60,000. There's no reason to buy a new Tesla anymore. Model Y Performance. This is a $65,000 car, $60,000 car. 36 grand. That's insane. So, EVs are definitely taking a hit. So, if you guys wanted to get your hands on a Tesla, now's your time to do so. Let's see. You are right, Johnny. Thank you for the answer. Of course, my friend. Apple just dropped their EV production. Rumor says they may have teamed up with Rivian. Could be a good reason to buy. Just head short if I'm sure. Yeah. Bought at 18K a region. Hard to short on spot. No, you're right. You're right. I have some photos to you on Discord. Please don't open them. Yeah, of course I won't open them. I won't open them on the stream. I'll wait till after stream to open them. Rumples, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Or vegan tree huggers. Okay. So, the only reason why I think someone should buy an EV is if they do a lot of around town driving. Based off of, I know someone who has an EV and they take advantage of like free chargers around where they live. They do minimal actual paying for charging, and they spent maybe, if I had to guess, maybe $200 on charging, maybe a little bit more, maybe $300 on charging, and they've had the car for almost a year now. It's got like 13,000 miles. and they don't give a shit about saving the environment. It's a more of a cost savings thing for them. They were spending a lot of money in gas. I'm not sure if the actual amounts of what they said were true, but based on what they were telling me, it's pretty accurate. They were saving so much money on gas, so much money on like between electricity and fuel. It was insane. So, and a lot of what they do is they drive around, because I think they don't do a lot of road tripping. It's a lot of commuting between work and doing other stuff like around like the area. If you guys are just like traveling a lot in your area and not really doing a lot of road tripping, you should look into getting an EV, not just for, to me personally, even myself, like I would get one just to have one to drive around town, and I don't give a shit about the environment. I know that buying an EV is not going to, save the environment, but from a cost efficiency perspective, if you can manage it right and not pay for charging or not pay as much for charging, it makes a lot of sense. Johnny, got to get into the car flipping market. Not going to lie, wouldn't be a bad idea. Always looking for new things. No problem, Joe. Actually, last year I asked Johnny's help what to gift I would buy for him, and he told me to go on some resort, and I did, and he was happy. That's awesome, Pratish. No free charging in the UK. Drew, sorry to hear about your loss, Pratish. We buried my father-in-law Monday. Jeez, Drew, I'm sorry about that. Wait till you need some repaired electronic and EV. Yeah, obviously that's a trade-off, but it depends. Like I've heard stories where people have driven their EVs for almost 200,000 miles and not had any issues. I've heard different stories where people like around the 90,000 mark, the 80 to 90,000 mile mark, they've had issues. I've heard a variety of things. So that's something you gotta think about. Hey Johnny, are you still working for a BMW for your friend? No. So BMW, that was my old job, and I got fired from there. It's been over 2 years, right? Yeah, 2022, November 2022. So this coming year would be 2 years. So yeah, I haven't worked in for a while. You're talking about the business that I'm potentially getting into. I'm a friend of mine. Yes, that's still on the table. I'm still doing that on the weekends. The busier jobs already passed, so like I'm only doing jobs once, maybe twice a week. I'm at the point where I'm managing them. We didn't buy into the business yet. It's still there's a lot of things going on right now that are in a negotiation process that are kind of putting me off, but we might still go through with it depending on how this goes. I have a feeling we're just going to push negotiations to the end of this season and see where we stand on that. So that's still on the table. It's still going on. It's just, it's just kind of figuring it out whether it's going to work or not. Pradesh, that's fucking awesome, man. Sounds like he was loved. Definitely. Wondering what would happen to the batteries after the cars are dead. Depending on when it happened, if your car was still under warranty or not. If it happens earlier on, your car's still under warranty, you don't have to pay for it. If it's out of warranty, depending on the car, like Teslas, some of them are pretty expensive. Like you're paying like $20,000 for a new battery. But you do the math, like depending on when it happens, it could be just about the same between expenses. Because remember, you're not getting oil changes done on your car. You don't have to do any services besides brakes and tires, right? Between the amount of money and oil changes you would have saved, between the amount of money and other repairs that would have needed on a gas engine, it's almost the same. Almost. It depends on when it happens. It depends on the car. It depends on how much it is. But it's almost the same. Let's see. Father-in-law is different until you bury your wife. Yeah. Fired for shorting BMW stock. You know what's really fucked up too? Is that a lot of the people that work there, I gave them fucking my, not like financial advice. But this was right around, holy shit, I just realized. I got fired right before the FTX stuff happened. So I told everyone to start buying once we got back below 17K. I wonder if anyone actually did. I wonder if anyone did. My goal, guys, my goal at some point is to buy an M3 or an M4 from the dealership I got fired from. It's like a hidden goal of mine. Not as a fuck you, but just like as a, because like, no disrespect to anyone that works there. I had a very, very solid group of people to work with. There was like one or two bad apples that I couldn't fucking stand. But like my boss, my coworkers, people in sales surprisingly were pretty good. So I don't have any there's no water under it's all water under the bridge. Like there's no bad blood, at least on my end. Like I would have no problem being a customer. That's always been a goal of mine. I love the new M4s, even though I hate that they change the transmissions in those things, but I love the new M4s. Buy the dealership instead of fire the manager. To be honest, I don't think it was the manager's decision. I think it was they were just trying to cut back on employees, or maybe I did something wrong. To this day, I still don't know why I got fired. I still don't know. I hope you told your boss to put all this money on FTX. No, I did not do that. No. Like I said, guys, there's no bad blood. Like my manager in my department felt bad for doing it. I could see in his face. The manager of the dealership didn't want to do it as well. If I did something wrong, fine. But I think it was like a very, very like upper management decision. So, like I said, I have no bad blood for the dealership themselves. Anyone who works there. I'm not sure my coworker still watches my channel, but a lot of them subscribe. My manager is subscribed. So Mike, Josh, hope you're doing well. If you're watching this, hope you guys hodled and didn't sell. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see when Kite will have a rebirth. All right. All right. He told me to share this with you guys. All right. He said if anyone ever asks that again, he said to show you guys this. He'll be back. He'll be back. I can't say when, to be honest. So all I'm going to say is that he was looking for an ideal situation to come back. That's not happening. So I'm going to tell him to get his ass back on stream. I wanted it to do something special. I want to run it by him to see if he'll do it. But I don't know if he's down to do it yet. I might just have to do it. I'm not going to tell you guys what I want to do. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It involves me. I'll just say that. That's their job. Oh, bro, Kite is getting fatter than me. Tell him to eat less. I'll let him know. What's their job? They love that role. Oh, Oh, it's firing people? Yeah. Yeah. Kite's grabbing dad tax fries on each delivery. Guys, leave Kite alone. Leave him alone. I wonder if he's on. I haven't talked to him in a couple days. Yeah, he's not on Discord. Tell him to come defend himself. I would if I knew if he was awake. If he was awake, I would call him, but I don't know if he's awake or not. I don't want to wake him from. I don't want to wake the grumpy old man from his slumber. If that's what it takes to get him back online, we can dish it. No, he is working on it. I will promise you guys that he is working on it. You know, he's got to get some other stuff. No, we are not swatting him, Joe. No. But deep dish pizza. You know, like he said, Hi, Johnny. Few old buddies in chat. Yes, the whole crew's here. How you doing, Fun Miner? Good to see you. What do you think of WA stock? I don't. Is it just WBA? Walgreens? Is this it? Okay. First things first is that we're at a support level, which is a good sign. It can be a good sign. The only troubling thing that I see is that we have some sort of ABC here. Right, so we are at a support. The only thing I will say that worries me about this, LA87, is if you lose 2118, all right, I don't see anything as support until these two levels. $4.22 and $1.55. And then I can go even further and say possibly 11 cents. So it's at a very, very important area of decision making here. So just keep that in mind. If the S&P and traditional markets are going to drop, which I personally think it most likely will. I don't know to what extent, but it probably will. I really don't see. I don't see how price or Walgreens gets down to $4 or how it doesn't. I don't see anything holding it. This is the last line of defense. Like I said, I really don't see anything else holding it. So that's my immediate thoughts on it. Yeah, the abyss, exactly. Kite is not Boise, is stick bone. Don't worry, but basically what Kite wanted to get his finances on track by working more and saving money, which he has been doing, and props to him for that. You know, I've been trying to get him to try other things to kind of help make him a little bit more money. And then as well as he wanted to start getting his health in check, which he is currently doing. He's been starting to fast and do all that stuff. So I know he's definitely on track to doing that. So last thing I remember him telling me about him streaming is that once he gets everything else in check, he's going to start doing that. So it's coming. I don't know when. I think he should do it. I think he should come back if we break a new all-time high. My personal opinion. But yeah. Oh shit, we're at the 1.5 hour mark. All right, guys. I think we're gonna kind of cool it down a little bit, just because I do have stuff to do today. And I did promise you guys if stuff started happening, I would be here. And to be honest, this is enough for me to say that stuff is happening. So we're gonna do the good old hodl ritual here. For extra challenge, turn on hard mode. I don't know what hard mode is, but this game is hard enough, so I'm not doing it. I was thinking about selling some bonk and buy back later. If you want, it depends where you bought at, BetaBot. It really depends on when you bought at. Don't try to play every single move, right? This is a shit coin. I would not, you can try to play it if you're not comfortable holding it longer term. That's fine. If you really want it to, if you have expectations that it can do well, you can sell some, but don't sell all of it. It really depends on your situation. Let's see, bro. I have DYM in my spot wallet from 6.9. Should I hold? What is? Is this it? Dynamic Metals Limited? Is it the crypto? You said you had it from 6.9. Let me know if this is it. Yes. Yeah, to be honest, this is not a good look on this coin. I would not be holding this, to be honest. What I would do personally, not financial advice, this is how I would handle this situation, is you have a nice ABC here, right? If you want to, like I said, this is me. If I was in your shoes and I didn't know where to sell and I knew what I knew, I probably would sell and just buy back above when you get to this area. You get back above 5.922, that's where I would be buying. I don't know where you're going to put your stop, but that's where I would buy. I do not feel comfortable that the fact that we're underneath kind of all these major areas of support. There's really no support to back it up from the previous trend. I just don't feel comfortable. That's just me. But like I said, this is financial advice. Sorry, not financial advice. Ooh, not financial advice. This is just advice I would give myself if I was holding that coin, if I didn't know what to do. All right, let's do the thing. Let's play some Wordle. Okay, so DI, maybe DI. Diced. Okay, so it's D, maybe R. Oh no, there's no R. D L? No. Because the I would have to be either here or here. The E is probably in one of these spots. So let's do a DE. Is there a DE something? What do you guys think? Is rank 99 an S coin too? To be honest, BetaBot, anything that's not in like the top 20, the top 50 is not, the top 20 and top 30 is probably a shit coin. to be honest. D-E... Devil, that's a good one, Joe. No shit. You cheated. You cheated, Joe. You cheated. You cheated. There's no way. The Illuminati. Joe's part of the Illuminati, confirmed. Joe is the Illuminati. It's okay, Joe. I know you weren't cheating. You just knew. No, I'm just related to the guy. Yeah. Always on my mind. There you go. That's funny. Well, good job, Joe. Good job. I was thinking device, but device is too many letters. Devil worked. Is there a hard mode? What's hard mode? No. No. I don't know what hard mode does, but we did it. Joe did it. All right, guys. We're approaching that time, so, you know, I appreciate every single one of you for stopping by today. It really means a lot to me. Like I said, I do my best to, I'm going to be doing my best to keep the consistency up. I don't know if I can do 2 a week for now. Just because once we get close to the all-time high, I'll do my best to keep streaming. If something happens, because I don't have any jobs this week, so if something happens this week, you might see me a third time. Who knows? Oh, Jesus Christ, Joe. What the fuck? I'm not going to repeat that comment. So yeah, if price starts going crazy and we reach new all-time highs, I'll be here. If not, and if we kind of cool down a little bit, which I would like to see, most likely you'll probably see me next week. So I'll do my best to keep you guys informed. If you guys are in the Discord, I'll kind of give you a little bit of a heads up. The idea of what to expect from me is earlier in the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday. That's what I would expect. Let's see. Johnny Laststock, you look at 3M. Yeah, I'll do 3M real quick. What's the ticker for that? Triple M. Smash the like. I really do appreciate it, Drew. All right, so okay. Good to see you, brother. Have a great week, guys. You too, Joe. I really do appreciate it. So 3M. I could do this pretty quick. You have a nice bullish ABC here. It's actually a really nice ABC. So if you can get back above that previous pivot, which is at around 113.92, so 114, that'd be a decent buy. You can see we kind of retested and fell short. If we continue to fall, I wouldn't count on that smaller ABC. I would wait till probably around this area here, around like $68. But besides that, if that fails, you got like 40 bucks, somewhere in that range. Definitely levels to keep an eye out on. But either you buy back above here, or you set, or you kind of sprinkling down here. You know, with stocks, I prefer to DCA. I don't prefer to try to, trade every move. Buy when there's opportunities, sell when you can. Just kind of play the in-betweens. So L87, that's probably the best I can give real quick. Lightning round. So yeah. Let's see. Let's say goodbye to you guys. Joe, Drew, thank you so much. L87, BetaBot. Let's see. Malkan. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. The guy, the one who asked me about DYM. I do appreciate it. Lieber. Let's see. Perthish. Like I said, Perthish. I'm praying for you, man. Praying for your father. He's in a better place now. I really appreciate you coming back. I know you're going through some tough times. If you never need anything, message me. I'll be there. I'll be there. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. You met. Rumbles. Blockchain and motivational quotes. Let's see. Did I miss anyone? Garage. Garage, did I not say hi to you? I'm so sorry, my friend. I feel like I didn't say hi, but maybe I did. I'm so sorry. If I didn't. Oten, AZTV, good to see you, my friend. David, if you're still here. Josh V, Vlad. Anton, Clap Show. Fitness Motivation, MX Crypto, everyone. I think I got everyone. Really do appreciate you. Thank you again for tuning in, listening to what I have to say, giving my perspective. We'll see what happens. Until the next one, be good, be safe. Never be too bullish or too bearish. All right, my friends. This hat does not fit me. Bye-bye.